Hello everyone, my name is Botanist Cool, and today we are painting a Trans Pride inspired Highlander 2C. If you guys are enjoying my mini painting and mini building videos, make sure to like and subscribe. It's free, it's easy, it's just 2 clicks, and I can't thank you enough for your support. Let's get on to the rest of the video. Let's talk colors. From D&D Army Painter collabs, we are using Pixie Dust Pink and Ghostly Blue, and from Citadel, we are using White Scar and Lead Belcher. The colors were difficult to work with because I honestly, or at least I feel like they were difficult to work with because they were bright colors on a black primed mini. And I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be the whole thing, like they're supposed to go on and you're supposed to still see the primer beneath them, but at the same time, it's just one of those things that it didn't click in my head. I'm like, why isn't this paint thick enough? Am I doing it wrong, etc.? Which maybe I also was as well. In which that case, I do not know that I was doing it wrong, and I probably should learn better how to apply that kind of paint in this kind of situation. However, the White Scar specifically was the biggest pain in the ass. It looked chalky, it looked bad. I hated how it looked throughout the entirety of the painting session. I was looking at it when I was painting and it just, I really hated every moment of it. But I'm like, I'm gonna trust the process, see what happens, and get through it. And I ended up liking it a little bit more as time went on, but in reality, I hated how the White Scar looked on its own. That being said, I did watch a video of a guy doing a General Grievous paint from Star Wars Legions. This is gonna go somewhere, I promise. And and he actually started from a gray, something more like gray sear, and then worked his way up to white, which made Grievous look really bright white and really fantastic. So I'm thinking next time, perhaps start from like a gray sear and then work my way up to white when it comes to actually making a white mech. That's something I'm going to have to apply to the next thing that I do with white armor, because I didn't think about it in time to do it for this armor. Either way, the end result came out in my personal opinion. I actually think it looks good from a objective point of view, but there are things that I want to learn how to control with how the final result came out, specifically when it comes to washing. So I decided to do a very thin wash for this mini. Specifically, I did like 2 drops of Shadow Wash from the D&D Army Painter collab and 6 drops of water to really loosen it up and give it a 1:3 kind of ratio. Because I didn't like how a lot of my old minis, or my more recent minis that I did do washes on, looked, because they look so dirty. And it still looks dirty. I got everything coated. I got all the puddles that I could out of the way. I made sure to thin it up as much as I can, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong here. It still looks a little dirty. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm going to have to do maybe a little bit of dry brushing to get some of it off and do a little bit of edge highlighting. I think that's going to work out really well, but I'm not sure why it's staining so heavily. I have done a lot of minis where it's legit just been Nuln Oil on top and leave it alone without any water, without any thinning, and it came out looking great. But I don't know if it's because it's a bright color and a shadow wash, or if it's like something else. It's just not coming out the way I've had other washes come out that were even thicker, or it's not coming out the way that I've seen washes come out when I look up tutorials and lessons and all that kind of stuff. So if you have any tips on applying a wash with the most minimal amount of staining possible, please tell me in the comments below. I want to learn a bit more and I want to do a bit better, so any advice is gratefully appreciated. Either way, the final product came out a lot better than I had anticipated it being, even with my gripes with it. It still looks pretty solid. I'm going to be able to do a lot of really nice edge highlighting on it, and maybe a little bit of like color correction when it comes to some of those parts of the wash that are just a little overbearing, like on part of the elbow I see here. Either way though, I think I did pretty good. And I actually really like the design a lot. The center being white while the arms and the legs take the pink and the blue, with Some parts of the arms and the legs, of the knees and the shoulders, actually traded. The colors were pretty fun to me. I actually looked at a few Trans Pride inspired mechs, and I found one that had like the shoulder pads changing colors. I'm like, I really like that. Let me apply that to this mech and do it a little bit more. Do it a little bit on the legs as well. And I'm really happy with how that came out. I'm also really happy that I ended up replacing a lot of the white scar in the midsection and on the back with lead belcher for those gear-like parts. I feel like they'd be moving around a lot. I know that as I look at more Battletech mechs and do more research into the Battletech universe by watching a lot of Battletech universe like lore videos and mech videos and engineering videos and all that kind of stuff, I see a lot of mechs that are just painted red, that are just painted green, that are just painted two colors and it's right down the middle. But it doesn't, it's one of those things I was talking about when I was talking about my planetary preservation project mechs. It's one of those things that I'm having a hard time getting to the mindset of because I feel like I'm supposed to be painting so many more colors and so many more gradients and yada yada. But again, it's a very liberating but terrifying concept to be able to paint so much of so little and so little of so much, if that makes sense. Yeah, that's where I'm at with that. I'm still at that point where it's just like, Now that I'm looking at them again, did I apply a thick enough wash? I might have to just start doing like specific parts wash, right? Just like, all right, just the shoulders, and we'll do this, and just the edges here, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't know, but we will see. Anyways, I want to thank you guys very much for hanging out with me today. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, like and subscribe. It's the best way to support me. It's free, it's easy, and it's just 2 steps, and I can't thank you enough for it. And hey, if you want to support me more intimately, check out my throne. There's a lot of lances on there, and there's a lot of paints on there. If you want to send them my way, feel free to. No obligation, of course. Anyways, y'all, again, thank you for hanging out with me today. I hope you had a good one. Y'all stay safe, stay Botanist Cool, and I will see you for the next one. Bye, everyone.